Do you remember during the Stockholm capsule sale where specific people were able to buy capsules for 15 cents? Well, it just happened again. First up here, talking about what else has been going on, Valve is currently on a little bit of a struggle bus, and we can see this due to what's been going on with the CSGO comp games. Basically, there's an exploit that has been made to light that allows people to grab IPs. At this point, this is only impacting the competitive version, so if you want to go ahead and play casual, danger zone, whatever you want to. SkinSwap is today's sponsor, and they're also sponsoring you with a free bonus for signing up with the first link in the description. They're the premier place for CSGO and Rust skins with a massive trading site and a top-of-the-line marketplace, offering you the most competitive rates out there and a massive 40% bonus when you're using that link in the description. Combine that with their top-of-the-line selling feature with many payout options and their trading feature legitimately taking you just about a minute, and there's no reason not to sign up with that first link in the description. However, we have a very major issue going on right now, and it has to do with currencies. Now, if you didn't know, I like to analyze all the currencies and I like to make updated videos about them because it shows you just how significantly you might be overpaying or potentially how you can underpay for specific capsules. And right now it is not looking good. That's because one specific currency just dropped about 20% overnight and made itself a very cheap option for people to buy, presumably in the near future, if Valve does not fix this problem almost immediately. Now, the one interesting piece of information we have to look back to is the one time this happened previously, which was with the Turkish currency during Stockholm. Basically, the Turkish currency did the exact same thing that we're seeing right now and dropped quite a bit overnight. Now, this is very important because we can see the market impacts it had, and the market impacts are not very good. We can look at a lot of capsules that are usually sitting at $1 because that's the price point Valve sells them at, and you can see that they dropped potentially 20 to 25%. Now, this is not due to anything other than the fact that people were able to buy them for significantly cheaper, and therefore it made sense for them to go ahead and resell them almost immediately. In fact, if you want to zoom out a little bit, this was the statistically cheapest time to ever buy these capsules in history, and it's possible it might happen again with what is going on right here. Basically, the Argentine peso just dropped about 20% overnight, and that's a really bad thing because that means that people on the Argentine peso potentially are going to be able to buy things significantly cheaper than what we should theoretically see. Now, coming back to my data right here, before the average price for a capsule was 25.7 cents USD, and now we're looking at the much significantly cheaper 24.94 cents USD per capsule on average, which is significantly cheaper. Now, a lot of currencies have gotten a little bit cheaper just because they've gotten worse against the USD. The ones that still stand out as being extremely bad are going to be the Swiss currency, the Chinese yen, and the euro are the three main worst ones at this point, all coming in at around a 10% disadvantage. And obviously we've got the Argentine currency, which is currently sitting at about a 24% advantage. All of the currencies visualized look like this, and you can see there's obviously one major outlier being that Argentine currency. Now, what this means for you is a really interesting question because it's really dependent on how quickly Valve acts on this. If we want to look at the Turkish example, the reason the problem got so significantly worse there is because Valve did not act on it in a reasonable time frame, allowing people on the Turkish currency a significant amount of time to go ahead and exploit this. Combine this with the fact that people are usually able to VPN in and go ahead and exploit this once again. Now, Valve has cracked down on that in the past, and they have reverted a lot of accounts in the past couple months, so I don't think that's going to be as big of an issue here, but it's still an issue, and there's still more than enough people willing to risk a brand new account to go ahead and try this to try and make a lot of money, because there's a lot of money on the table when you're only buying for 19 cents. However, just because Paris is so different than the past, there's two major concerns that come along with this. The first of which is the fact that since the average was above 25 cents, a lot of people were buying off the Steam market, and therefore the Steam market prices were sitting at 28 and now the majority of 27 cents a piece USD. This is a really advantageous price point for people to try and exploit this, because instead of sitting at 25 cents and them only getting 22, 23 cents after the tax, they're now getting 24 cents after the tax, which is a 5-cent profit per capsule if they want to go ahead and take this method, which is a very significant amount and could lead a lot of people who may not have done this in the past to try and attempt it now. The other thing is the fact that the Paris ROI is so high, people may try to go ahead and do this to buy some capsules capsules and immediately open them up and start flooding the regular sticker market, because there's no hold for the sticker market. If you remember, you can go ahead and unbox a capsule and immediately the sticker is available to be sold on the market. It's not tradable, but it is sellable, and that's a very important distinction, because that means we could possibly see a lot of these Paris Hollows start to be impacted, at least at this point. Now, what should you specifically do in this situation? Well, in my opinion, I'm just going to hold off making my Paris investment. This is something that I've been waiting to do just in case something like this occurred, and we can go ahead and get a feel for where everything sits at. Honestly speaking, if you're probably going to invest into Paris before this is not going to be something that turns you away from investing into Paris. However, it is an opportunity to potentially get your capsules for cheaper, and you should be taking every advantage you can go ahead and get. I wanted to keep this one a little bit shorter because I wanted to make sure everyone had access to watch this video, but we can see already on the market that some movements are starting to take place, and that's exactly what I want to tell you, is we're not guaranteeing anything is going to happen. We don't know if it's going to end up like the Turkish situation or if it's just going to be resolved after a day. However, the important thing is you need to know and be prepared ahead of time, because when situations like this occur, some people do remain unaffected, and those are the people that move the quickest, and that's exactly what I want for you. So make sure you're staying on top of your game. But that's all I got. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day.